Hey guys and girls, this is Phoenix Tremaine, and this is my review of Toni Braxton Unbreak My Heart movie. Um, I got my notes here, and I want to say that overall, the movie I would grade it as okay. It's not great. Mostly the bad acting. If it wasn't for the bad acting, then you know, then I'd probably say it was good. Um, but the Toni Braxton movie, it started off kind of in a weird spot for me because we all know, if you're a fan, that Toni famously was discovered at a gas station. Which, after the movie, there's a like a Toni Braxton special that comes on that's like where she says in her own words her story, and actually you should watch that little Toni Braxton hour that comes on after the movie because she fills in some blanks of such as the whole gas station story, how being discovered at the gas station eventually led her to Ellie Reed and Babyface. Instead, the movie starts right at Ellie Face and Babyface Ellie Face. Ellie Reed and Babyface at her house, sort of discovering her and then picking her over her sisters. And this movie actually, it had a lot to do with her mother. Like, her mother, Debbie Morgan, turned this movie out. She deserves an Emmy nomination and an Emmy win for this movie. Debbie Morgan gave this role of Evelyn like everything she had times 100. I mean, I saw, because we watched the Braxton Family Values, we know kind of like what Evelyn is like. You can get a good feeling of who Evelyn is, and Debbie Morgan took that in, and then so the best scene in the entire movie is when Evelyn finds out that her husband has been cheating on her for 9 years, and she just goes off breaking pictures and the ring. She's like, get it off me, and she's just breaking down. Debbie Morgan, kudos to you. You are the reason to watch this movie. And she played Evelyn in so many different layers. And this, I ain't even talked about Toni yet. She played Evelyn with so many different layers that I was like, oh shit. This, that she's good. It reminded me of, Debbie's performances on All My Children in a different scene she's had to go through. But she's never, in all her years on All My Children, turned it out the way she did in this movie. Um, but back to Toni Braxton. Um, like most artists, she doesn't know about her contract. She's just so happy to get signed that she just signs whatever they put in her face, which later comes down to bite her on the ass because, she ends up going broke. And one of the biggest things that's synonymous with Toni Braxton is bankruptcy. And how, she's always felt bad about this because she always felt like people thought she squandered her money. They didn't understand the real reason why she filed for bankruptcy not once, but twice. And that bankruptcy isn't, in the black community, bankruptcy is this big stigma of failure. And also, like, you're trying to get over. And it's just like this horrible concept in the black community, that this thing that white people use all the fucking time, that we can't use it if we get in trouble, or else, we're bad people. But presidential candidate Donald Trump has used bankruptcy at least 3 times, and it's like nobody says, oh shit, Donald Trump filed for bankruptcy, maybe we shouldn't have him as a president. No, he has millions of people that are like, fuck that bankruptcy. We want him in office because we want somebody racist, because we're tired of having a black president, and we want to have our the races in America want to be heard now. After 8 years. So, in bankruptcy, I'll share it with you. I filed for bankruptcy before, and it was because I had myself in a situation where my mother, God rest her soul, had got me to do get a house and some different things in my name that she didn't pay for, and it came back to bite me on the ass, and I had to file for bankruptcy, or else I would have lost everything that I had, based on something that I did to help my mother. And I filed for bankruptcy again when I got into serious financial trouble when I lost my job. And my creditors didn't give a fuck. So they were coming at me and left and right. And so I did what other Americans do, and I filed for fucking bankruptcy. And guess what? Them calls stopped. If y'all ever been in debt, you know what I'm talking about. The calls stopped, and I was able to breathe again, and I was able to restart. And now I have really good credit. I take care of my credit, and I'm like so proud of when I check my credit score. It's like, whew, I actually have good credit now. But that's what bankruptcy is for. It's so that you can reorganize and get yourself back together. It lets you breathe. It gets the creditors off your back and it allows you an opportunity to start over. And that is all that Toni Braxton did. Because of her illness, she couldn't complete her Vegas residency, and so all those bill collectors came after her because of something happened where her insurance didn't cover her lupus. So they came after her directly. So to protect herself, she had to file for bankruptcy the second time. And the first time, she had such a bad contract that she ended up owing so much money because she thought that she was going to get this big check like she always did. Like they showed her first check was like $1 million. And she thought she was going to be getting millions of dollars so she could pay her band and all these different people. But instead, she got a check for $1,900 something after all that touring and platinum albums. She found out, like TLC found out, and a lot of artists like Prince found out, that you sign a bad contract, you get screwed over. Everything that you do, they take out of that money. So you keep making money for other people, and a little bit of money they give you, they start picking away at that, and then you end up with nothing. She only got like 35 cents an album. So, that shit happens. So in the movie, it explained her bankruptcy, explained that she had lupus, and it talked about her son having autism. This is a thing a lot of us fans already knew about. But the hard part of watching this movie was there was some bad acting, and the number one bad acting in the movie was Lexi Scott Davis, who played Toni Braxton. She played Toni Braxton. The first thing I noticed was her acting. Not her acting, but her lip syncing. Her lip syncing was horrible. It was so horrible, it was distracting. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Her lip syncing is just horrible. And then when came her acting, she wasn't a seasoned actor or actress. So, these emotional moments, she played cluelessly. She really put no emotion into her role. It was okay, but it was no more than she read it on a paper and then she said the lines to the camera. That's it. It's not like Debbie Morgan, who made me feel like Evelyn was real, that she had come to life and she had multiple layers. And being the star of the movie, you would expect them to pick an actress who actually had some depth. They are out there. I know some because I've worked with some. And I think the only thing maybe Toni was worried about was that she was cute. The actress was beautiful. And I think given some time, she probably would even be a good actress. But for this type of role, and the type of emotions that's supposed to be in this role, she just wasn't emotionally capable of handling all her things. I didn't feel sorry for her or nothing. I just felt like I was just watching kind of sort of the Toni Braxton story, and I tried to ignore the acting. Other people gave good performances. Tiffany Hines, who played Tamar, she hit every note with Tamar. I really felt like I was looking at Tamar Braxton. And I will side note, if I was Tamar Braxton, I probably wouldn't like this movie because it made her look like a brat. And, it just... Tamar did not come off looking like a good person in this movie. And then there's Andre Hall, who played Curry Lewis, and Gavin Houston, who played Babyface. Gavin Houston played Babyface kudos. I mean, he actually looks like Babyface. I never noticed it before, but they actually have a very similar look and complexion. So he was very believable as Babyface. And what I noticed about him and Andre Hall, who played Curry, they're both Tyler Perry actors. Andre is the lead in Love Thy Neighbor, and Gavin is, of course, Jeffrey in The Have and Have Nots. And they have horrible acting skills in Have Nots and Love Thy Neighbor. But in this movie, it actually showed that they're actually pretty decent actors, and Gavin is a good actor. But I don't know what the hell is going on in Tyler Perry's production companies, and I like some of his stuff. And I watched the Have and Have Nots. You've seen my reviews. But a lot of the acting on some of these shows is just, it's like I've seen people like Sherry Headley, who was in Coming to America. I've seen that she was also in All My Children. She played Mimi. Why is she suddenly a bad actress? Because she's in Have and Have Nots. Same thing with the guy from the Dukes of Hazzard, John Schneider. I know he can act, so, I've seen him in Smallville and some other stuff. So it's like, but on the show, they all become bad actors, and Tika Sumpter was on One Life to Live. So it's like, and she was on The Game. So I'm like, these people are good actors, but they get into this Tyler Perry production and they speak differently, they talk slower, and it's annoying as fuck. But this just showed me that these actors are doing their job on their individual productions, but put in other productions, they actually stand out and are better. You watch the shit like I watch the shit, so I also have the guy Greg Davis Jr. who played L.A. Reid. I don't know what L.A. Reid's personality is like, but he did pull off the mogul type persona, so I'll give him kudos for that. And Sky P. Marshall, who played Tawanda Braxton, she didn't have a whole lot to do, but I thought she did a good job with what she had to do. The girls playing Trina and Tracy, they didn't really have a whole lot to do, so those actresses didn't have a chance to shine. But Tawanda was shown a little bit more than them and Tamar. So that's it. It's a decent movie. It's worth watching. If you're a Toni Braxton fan, if you're not a Toni Braxton fan, you're not gonna have an interest in this movie. But if you are a Toni Braxton fan, it is cool to see finally, because she had a 10-year gag order while she filed for bankruptcy, and just a little bit of her life, and it was interesting. I'm sure there was a lot left out because the movie kind of jumped around a little bit, but it was only a 2-hour movie on Lifetime, so for what it was, it's worth seeing. You got shit else to do. We're all snowed in, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe to me. If you haven't subscribed to me, please take a minute to hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and different places. And I'll put all of my links in the description box. So, and I do all the entertainment news and a lot of history and sexy photography and things about my productions and different things that I do. So if you want to keep up with me, I would appreciate it. I am doing a lot of good things. I'm also providing a lot of great information for folks, and especially snowed in. I ain't got shit else to do but update my website and go on other websites and find out what's going on in the entertainment world, so I can reblog it and let you see it. So follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And once again, thank you for watching.